Welsh farmers' economic contribution branded not enough to warrant more funding. And at the Great Yorkshire Show this week, it was revealed that fewer than half of all commercial farms in the region make a sustainable profit. This is Your Week in Farming with me, Mia Willemsen, Farmers Guardian news and business reporter. Let's start with a heartwarming story this week about tractors that take to the road in a record-breaking cancer drive. A total of 192 tractors took part in this year's Pink Ladies Tractor Road Run to mark the event's 21st outing. Take a look at these fabulously jazzed up tractors with pink decorations. They set off along the 20-mile route through Norfolk in order to raise funds for Cancer Research UK's Breast Cancer Appeal. The event so far has raised £1.2 million for the charity. The organiser Annie Chapman was driving one of the oldest tractors on the run, a 1950 David Brown Cropmaster. She said, "What an emotional trip for so many of the lady drivers, and I know many of the public watching. Thank you to everyone who made this event possible and so spectacular." In other news, farmer confidence has been battered by climate change, says a report. The study reveals 80% of farmers have had productivity hit by extreme weather, while 75% reported experiencing financial losses. Anthony Curran, a country estate manager of Quecks Park in Birchington, Kent, who farms 2,500 acres of arable land, said, "We have gone from drought to biblical floods and back to drought in the space of just a few years. It is devastating, and many of us in farming now fear for a sustainable future. What we need most from the government is a bit of stability and some better support to help us become resilient to these impacts. In an area when the climate is giving us a kick-in, we need the government to have our back and not add to the uncertainty." And today is the last day of the Great Yorkshire Show, so let's have a look at some key takeaways from the event. More than half of all farms in York and North Yorkshire area are not making a sustainable profit, according to a report commissioned by the Mayor, David Scaife. The report was launched on the first day of the Great Yorkshire Show in Harrogate. It also highlighted how financial outlook of farms could be improved and what support could be provided for farmers. Mr. Scaife said there is brilliant work already happening in our region, from local food projects to sustainable programmes and tailored support for farm business, but we must do more. My message is simple. Farming matters. We are backing our farmers because when they thrive, so does the nation. Following this theme at the Great Yorkshire Show, farmers have been urged to seek out new methods to make their businesses profitable, as reliance on funding from payment schemes disappears and uncertain times lie ahead. In a Future Farmers panel discussion sponsored by Crone, solutions included investing in software data, technology and collaboration, especially between public and private sectors. Farmer NFU President Baroness Minette Batters was on the panel and gave some insights into the profitability review, where she says she wants to create a farming roadmap. "If we keep doing what we have always done, nothing will change," she said. Now for our top story this week. Fury as Welsh First Minister questions farming's economic contribution. Eluned Morgan said the Welsh Government had a duty to balance up all of the different needs within our communities. This is her response to a question asked in the Senedd by Shadow Rural Affairs spokesperson Samuel Kurtz about an update to the Sustainable Farming Scheme and budgets. She said, "Yes, the agricultural community needs to be supported, and boy are they supported. Over £250 million worth of support on an annual basis. This is quite a big amount of support for a sector that contributes less than 1% to the GDP of the country." Her comments have been met with anger from the farming community, who urged the First Minister to reconsider her remarks. And if you couldn't attend Groundswell last week, or you're already missing it, then don't worry. We have an episode of our podcast out today which was filmed live from the event. In the episode you will hear from a variety of people, including the team hosting Groundswell at Lanark Farm. And well-known charity James Farm is also featured, with the founder himself talking about his roundtable discussion with Prince William around farming's impact on mental health. You can keep up to date daily with our Farming in 5 podcast, giving you all the latest news and headlines wherever you are, whatever you're doing. And if you want all of these stories straight to your inbox or at your fingertips, you can become part of the FG community. Just head over to the FG members page and find out more. That's all from me, but we'll be back next Friday with another Your Week in Farming.